1981 AD, 58:75 AM. The day after President Reagan is inaugurated as the 40th President of the United States, Iran released all 52 of the US hostages that had been held for 444 days, since 1979. 2 months later, President Reagan survived an assassination attempt in Washington, D.C. 2 months after that, in May, Pope John Paul II is seriously wounded in an assassination attempt in St. Peter's Square, Rome. On October 6, President Anwar Sadat of Egypt is assassinated by Muslim fundamentalist soldiers. On June 7th, Israeli aircraft bomb a nuclear generator outside Baghdad, Iraq. It was obvious to the Israelis that Iraq, awash in oil and natural gas, did not need a reactor to produce energy. They sought to make a nuclear weapon. The space shuttle Columbia is launched into orbit on April the 12th, the world's first known reusable space vehicle. In July, the Prince of Wales and Lady Diana Spencer were married in England as 700 million people worldwide watched the wedding. 1. 20th century events. 3. The world's all wrong. 1982 AD, 58:76 AM. Unemployment in Britain reaches 3 million, and the British announced intention to buy the Trident II nuclear weapons to replace the Polaris models. The Iran-Iraq war continues. Iranian troops recapturing Khorramshahr. The Israelis invade Lebanon after an Israeli ambassador to the United Kingdom is shot by Palestinian terrorists. September the 15th, the Israelis push into West Beirut. The Israeli invasion was dubbed Peace for Galilee, but affected just the opposite. Ariel Sharon of Israel arranged for the slaughter of Muslim refugees of Lebanon. The massacres of Sabra and Shatila were blamed solely on Christian Phalangist militiamen, 1,000 to 2,000 men, women and children. But the Israelis could not hide the fact that their airstrikes against civilian areas of Beirut caused the deaths of 18,000 people. The city of Beirut is devastated and 500,000 people are driven from their homes. The US government places 100 MX intercontinental nuclear missiles in Wyoming. The movie E.T. the Extraterrestrial by Spielberg is an instant international hit. A devout Christian and amateur archaeologist named Ron Wyatt related that he was led by inspiration to excavate a site outside the old walls of Jerusalem that he believed was Jeremiah the prophet's grotto, where in 585 BC he hid the Ark of the Covenant and other temple artifacts when the Babylonians invaded Judah. Wyatt claims to have excavated an underground chamber that had a crevasse that allowed him to view another chamber full of relics and objects, including a large box adorned with angels he believes was the Ark. His book claims that he informed the Israeli archaeological authorities, but they revoked his permission to excavate the area and closed the site. In 1982, by accident, Russell Burroughs discovered an underground complex full of golden coins and artifacts that were 2,000 years old and of North African, Carthaginian, Phoenician, Syrian, Jewish, Roman, West African, Mauritanian, and even Christian in origin. He claims the find is extensive and had some of the relics photographed and studied by experts. But in fear of prosecution for removing artifacts illegally, Burroughs refuses to disclose the location of the objects and cave. It has now been determined that these treasures are part of the lost treasure of King Juba II of North Africa, who fled from the Roman invasion, c. 25 BC, 23 BC, of CHRONICON 1, and 23 AD, 40 AD, 41 AD, and 42 AD. On April the 4th, the volcano El Chicon erupted in Mexico in one of the largest eruptions in history, discharging 5 times the amount of material than Mount St. Helens in 1980. In 1982, NASA announced its conclusion that there must exist another large planetary body in our solar system, as yet undiscovered, that is the cause of the unusual perturbations in the motion of the outer planets. 1. 20th century events. 3. Jewish supremacism. 4. Synagogue of Satan. 7. Discovered Noah's Ark. 8. The lost treasure of King Juba. 9. The wars of gods and men. Sitchin. Mankind emerges.